This week's weekly ritual is dedicated to the life and music of dub reggae legend Lee Scratch Perry and Iron Butterfly drummer and co-founder Ron Bushby, who both died this week. Rest in power. What's up, everybody? It's Keefe. You're watching the Weekly Ritual, Ghost Cult's news show, right here on YouTube. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. GhostCultMag.com is a small business. With that out of the way, let's get into it. In case you missed it, features at Ghost Cult Magazine. We kick this week's features off with our interview with Chris Bishop of Crobot. Crobot's new EP, Rat Child, is out now, and you can catch the band on tour this weekend in Texas. We also interviewed Lisa Mann, aka White Crone, all about her recent Ronnie James Dio tribute, her cover of Rainbow's Stargazer. Also catch me on the Glacially Musical Podcast as a co-host once a week as we count down classic bands and classic eras. We are wrapping up Iron Maiden next week. And now the news rundown. Now for some tour and festival news. The bad news first. Bonnaroo has been forced to cancel for its second year in a row. Not because of the Rona, but because of flooding due to Hurricane Ida. The Tennessee area sustained 5 to 7 inches of floodwaters, which ruined some of the grounds and made the festival impossible to host. This is the second year in a row they canceled, as I mentioned. Really sad news for concert goers and the bands. In addition to Foo Fighters and Megan Thee Stallion and Lizzo and others headlining, Bonnaroo has always had a soft spot for rock and metal, and this year was no different. They were going to host Mastodon and Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats and many more, so we hope Bonnaroo makes it back for 2022. FYA 8, aka FYA Fest 2022, is coming back this January to Florida, and it's gonna be a hardcore banger featuring Turnstile, E-Town Concrete, Mind Force, Vane, Gulch, Year of the Knife, and many more still to be announced. Mystic Festival has been announced for Poland next year, and it has a banger of a lineup: Opeth, Merciful Fate, Mastodon, Killing Joke, High Lung, Catatonia, Mayhem, Solstafir, and more. Ho ho ho. Christmas in September, you say? That's right, it's Christmas in September because TSO is coming on tour. I don't know about you, but it's not Christmas unless Hans Gruber falls off of Nakatomi Plaza and TSO books a tour, and they have booked a tour for this winter. The tour always raises money for charity, $16 million in the last 25 years, and this year promises to be even more special now that they're back. Tickets go on sale September 17th. The death metal spectacle of the fall kicks off this week as the Black Dahlia Murder hosts and headlines their Up From the Sewer tour, featuring After the Burial, Carnifex, Rivers of Nile, and Undeath. Don't miss it. Avatar finally kicks off what promises to be a year of headline tour dates for their Hunter-Gatherer album. They dropped 2 new singles and videos. They signed a new record deal. Crazy good stuff happening for the Avatar band. Synthy Stoner Doom band Ghost Hello has booked a new headline tour surrounding their home state of Ohio. They'll be dropping new album news pretty soon. Rock legends Kiss have been forced to cancel additional tour dates, first because of Paul Stanley's COVID diagnosis, then he recovered and Gene got the COVID. Unbelievable. The band is on tour on the farewell tour, the end of the road tour as you will, and they are basically taking a week at a time approach, canceling a week of dates. So right now they have canceled shows through this weekend. Get well soon, Paul and Gene. Sad news is our dudes in Blacktop Mojo have contracted COVID, or at least a few of them have, and they've been forced to cancel 5 dates on their current tour. Their new album is out now. Go get it. The epic tour that keeps getting canceled in Europe, Arch Enemy, Behemoth, and Carcass, has been pushed to fall 2022. Those of you looking forward to those shows in Europe, I'm deeply sorry. But we'll get that tour eventually. Arch Enemy's working on a new album, Behemoth's working on a new album, Carcass' new album right around the corner. Pretty cool. More bands are jumping off and jumping on festivals. Limp Bizkit, Amur, and many more have dropped off of the Rebel Rock Fest in Florida, but those guys are adding a bunch of new bands. Stay tuned. Furnace Fest, we've been talking about that festival hitting Alabama in a few weeks, and it's got a sick lineup, but they have lost a few bands, including Misery Signals, Open Hands, 68, and Light the Torch have all dropped off. Joining are Deafheaven, He Is Legend, Microwave, and many others. Black Crown Initiate has been forced to cancel their headline tour with Inferi and Archaic, another great progressive death metal tour going by the wayside. Fingers crossed they can rebook those dates. Animals as Leaders have dropped off the tour where they were opening for Dance Gavin Dance, but they dropped a brand new single today and they got some new album news on the way. The BBC has reported that Bloodstock Open Air, which just concluded and we just covered here at Ghost Cult, had 500 COVID-related illnesses. That's not too bad considering the 20,000 plus fans that attended. By comparison, Lollapalooza had over 100,000 fans and only 300 to 400 cases of the Rona following. These are good numbers, these are encouraging numbers. I am not a scientist or a doctor, but we are trying to keep our dreams alive, everybody. Please keep getting vaccinated, wash your hands, mask up. And if you don't like it, you know where to go. Not to a show. Haha! And now to wrap up on some good news overall, Deicide recently concluded their headline tour with Cataclysm and Internal Bleeding and some other bands, and they reported no COVID-related illnesses from the band, the crew, or fans. Considering this was like 20, 30 dates across America, really great job, you guys. That's what we need more of. We need more of this energy. Drama from the Sex Pistols. What a surprise. Recently, Johnny Rotten lost his court case in the high courts of the UK against his former bandmates Steve Jones and Paul Cook, trying to block them from using Sex Pistols music in the upcoming Danny Boyle Sex Pistols biopic based on Steve Jones' book. Shocking news as Nick Hipa has departed as they lay dying. The longtime co-founding member of the band has announced his departure in a social media post on Instagram. He's usually very private. He acknowledged that people had noticed he had stepped away from the band and band activities and social media as a whole for the last year, and basically with his family life and the pandemic and his growing motion graphics video company where he does a lot of lyric videos for bands, he has decided to step away from the band. He said he's not done with music, he will be back in the music world, but he also left a cryptic message that perhaps the relationship that had been mended by As They Lay Dying has soured. So interesting stuff. We will see what happens with Nick. He's one of the good guys in music. Best of luck to you, buddy. Spencer Eldon, the baby from the Nevermind iconic album cover, is suing the band. This is the story everybody has been talking about on the internet for the last week. He is suing the band for child pornography, damages to him, and perhaps not getting his consent as a baby to allow himself to be photoed, even though his parents totally gave their consent for their baby to be on the cover of this album. He has parodied this album cover, he has profited from this album cover, he has profited from the notoriety, and I guess he's still living with his parents, and he's like 30 years old and he's broke. I relate, bro, but also, don't be a dick. There's a dick joke in there also that I chose not to make because YouTube and censors. But anyway, fuck that guy. If you got some free time this Labor Day weekend, go check out Glenn Danzig's Death Rider in the House of Vampires. After premiering in LA and at Psycho Las Vegas, it now has a wide release. Mind-blowing. You can go watch this movie at over 200 movie theaters nationwide. Go check it out and let us know what you thought of it. The Rolling Stones have paid tribute to late drummer Charlie Watts, who died last week, with a loving video tribute. The band had already announced that they were going to continue without Charlie. This was discussed while he was still alive. And the video tribute just puts an extra sad exclamation point on the passing of the legend. Rammstein frontman Till Lindemann and his manager have been arrested and detained in Russia. They were going to host a concert without COVID restrictions, tests, or any vaccination proof whatsoever. They were arrested by the Russian government and police. Till has been in a lot of trouble in Russia as it is, as he's run afoul of the museum he did his NFT with, where they said that he violated some trust they had with him by doing it the way he did. So Till's been in a lot of trouble. We'll keep you posted on this news. Hopefully those guys are freed soon. Insane Clown Posse co-founder Violent J has announced that he is suffering from congestive heart failure, and he is immediately going to go on a farewell tour with Shaggy 2 Dope as ICP, and then he is going to mostly retire from touring. They claim they will still do festivals, all of their related ICP fests and events, maybe one show a month, but extended touring is going to be a problem for him as he tries to change his lifestyle. He already lost a lot of weight. We're pulling for you, bro. Get well soon. Whoop whoop. More medical news that we found upsetting. Francesco Paoli, the frontman of Fleshgod Apocalypse, suffered a terrible fall while rock climbing in his native Italy. He suffered multiple fractures and had to be hospitalized. The band was forced to cancel a festival appearance at the end of August. He is expected to make a full recovery. YouTube channel CrimeSpot TV has done an episode focusing on the murder of Dimebag Darrell of Pantera and Damageplan. Normally, the channel focuses on sensational cases, serial murders, and mass murders, but the shocking nature of the Dimebag murder fits their channel, and I applaud them for doing a really nice job at trying to remember the legend and tell the story of his passing. Modern Blackgate dropped a brand new single, Paragon, off their upcoming new album, due out this fall on Century Media Records. Say that 10 times fast. Omnium Gatherum, Omnium Gatherum. Another extreme metal band with a new album coming soon is Ghostbath. They dropped a brand new single and video, Convince Me to Bleed, from their upcoming album, Self-Loather, coming out from Nuclear Blast Records this fall. Brazilian death metal legends Krisiun have dropped a brand new video, Scourge of the Enthroned, from their last album. They've announced they re-signed with Century Media, their longtime label, and the band hopes to release new music in the near future. I shit you not. Unbelievable stories you can't make up. This week's I Shit You Not features actual shit. That's right, at the Turnstile show this week in Santa Cruz, California, someone shit themselves in the mosh pit and then flung the shit onto the stage. This is terribly unsanitary and unsafe, but hilariously funny. Obviously, lots of jokes about Turnstile and Turnstile-ish jokes about shit, and lots of people commenting on the shitty situation the band was put through. I have no other bad puns about this, so I'm just gonna back out like Homer Simpson.
And now for a look at some of the music on New Music Friday.
Ori, 2, Those We Don't Speak Of, Nuclear Blast Records. Behemoth, Sventiveth, Storming Near the Baltic re-release, Metal Blade Records. Beyond Grace, Our Kingdom Undone, Prosthetic Records. Bokassa, Molotov Rocktail, Napalm Records. Cannabis Corpse, Beneath Growlight's Shall Rise re-release, Season of Mist. Carnifex, Graveside Confessions, Nuclear Blast Records. Christian Death, The Dark Age Renaissance Collection Part 4, The New Dark Age Box Set, Season of Mist. Dr. Smoke, Dreamers and the Dead, Ripple Music. Druid, The Beauty and the Decay, self-released. Earth Groans, The Body EP, Solid State. Ember, 1021 EP, New Heavy Sounds. Forever Autumn, Hail the Forest Dark, self-released. The Hawkins, Aftermath, The Sign Records, In the Company of Serpents, Vinyl. Lux, Petrichor, Internal Bleeding, Heritage of Sickness 2, Comatose Music. Iron Maiden, Senjutsu, BMG. Malison, Death's Embrace, Metal Assault. The Night Flight Orchestra, Aromantic 2, Nuclear Blast Records. The Picture Books, The Major Minor Collective, Century Media Records. Pill and Boo, The World is a Rabbit Hole, Indie Recordings. POD, Satellite 20th Anniversary Edition, Rhino Records. Portrait, At One with None, Metal Blade Records. Stone Deaf, Killers, Kaufman Bolt and Golden Robot Records. Tommy Stewart's Direwolf, Doomsday Deferred, Black Doomba Records. Turna, Istok, Candlelight Records. Tuesday the Sky, The Blurred Horizon, Metal Blade Records.
And now for a look in our mailbag. This week's mailbag features some cool stuff I got in the mail from the New York City post-metal band Guhts. They're kind of a low-key supergroup of awesome players from a bunch of different bands, and we gotta see what we got in the mail. I think this is a CD I bought from the band, their recent release. Here it is. Blood Feather. Beautiful. Very nice. Thank you. Oh, a card. It reads, Keith, we love your guts. Thank you, Amber, Scott, Dan, and Jesse. Always write a personal note. It's a beautiful gesture. And I got a bunch of Guts stickers. Their logo and their bird from their albums. Guts. You made it to this part of the show, so you know what time it is. It's the end. GhostCultMag.com is a small business, so thanks so much for watching. Please smash that like and subscribe button. Ding that bell to get the notifications. Drop a comment. Share with a friend. Let us know what you thought of the show. We really appreciate it, and we are listening. As we say every week at this juncture, it's a tough time in the world. So please, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and remember to keep the faith.